On the field. Off the field. Sports talk. Entertainment and more. This is Sauce on the Side.
Well, hello there, Dippers, and welcome back to episode 78 of the Sauce on the Side podcast. As always, Dippers, I'm your host, Drake, joined by the man, the producer, Mr. Leighton Pip Chavantone.
Crazy stat of the week. Derek Jeter played 20 seasons. Never took a rep in the field at a position other than shortstop.
I have now heard that stat for the 8th time by Leighton this week.
That's crazy. It is unreal. 128 players have played 20 or more seasons, including National League pitchers. I've gone through 40 of them. They've all played at least 2 spots.
That's unbelievable.
Except for Derek Jeter.
That's unbelievable. Leighton and I, we went up to Walmart earlier, and he actually stopped the greeter and just explained that stat to them. Also, we have a guest host. He's back. He's bringing his doghouse back in full force. It is Mr. Jared Diesel Darty.
In 2018, we lost Burt Reynolds, Aretha Franklin, and Mac Miller. In 2019, we are officially going to lose Tim Tebow's virginity.
Oh, okay. I like that one. So, guys, be sure to listen on Spotify, iTunes, download, subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Saucy Pod. Dippers, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs, talk about some of the head coaching jobs that have been filled this week in the NFL, talk a little bit about the Kyler Murray situation. That's been a hot topic as well. Talk a little bit about some college basketball betting props that we had seen that are pretty interesting, and talk about our mid-season NBA awards. So we'll start it off hot on the stove. NFL playoffs. We have the Colts. We have the Chiefs. Colts really didn't show up to play. They lost 13-31 to the Chiefs. Guys, what were the keys to this game?
Like you said, the Colts didn't show up to play at all. Like, this game got out of hand, really early. And all season long, the biggest thing for the Colts has been the offensive line protecting Andrew Luck, keeping him upright. Well, they had 7 straight games without a sack. Well, on Saturday or Saturday?
Saturday.
On Saturday, the Chiefs got to Andrew Luck, and that affected the offense in a huge way, and they helped shut down Marlon Mack. So the Colts couldn't move the ball, and you just can't stop that Kansas City offense.
Yeah, I think it's all on Andrew Luck and Frank Reich. That's how you say his name, I think. They didn't have a first down for like almost a whole half. And then, like, you mentioned that the Chiefs got to him, but he was sacked 3 times, and there were only 5 QB hits. Like, yeah, that is a little bit of pressure, but most of it was batted balls. Like, the offensive line's job is to protect him, not hold their arms down. I mean, it was a lack of adjustments, I felt like, and they just didn't show up. I couldn't believe it, honestly.
It was unbelievable, because this team had been firing on all cylinders except for the Jaguars game, and then they have a clunker similar to that. And Diesel, you hit it nail on the head. Every single ball Andrew Luck was throwing was batted down at the line of scrimmage. And now we have this ridiculous narrative that everybody's coming out and saying, oh, I'm not sure if Andrew Luck's healthy. Like, get out of here. Like, for the last 14 weeks, we have been very, very confident that Andrew Luck's healthy. He had a streak where he had 3 touchdowns. He almost broke like an NFL record with that. And now you want to blame it on the health. No, this might just be the case where the Chiefs' defense has been way more talented than what we've seen them play to all entire season. I mean, you remember that year that the Colts won the Super Bowl? Basically all season they were like the 30th rated defense in the NFL, and then all of a sudden you get Bob Sanders come back, which is pretty ironic because they're having Eric Berry come back. Obviously Eric Berry is not going to have the same kind of impact that Bob Sanders did, but once they got into the playoffs, they had talent on the team. They started playing up to expectations, and all of a sudden you have a complete team instead of just an offensive juggernaut, which is really, really scary whenever you get to the playoffs. We knew that they had pass rushers, but being able to not only rush the passer, but also be able to knock balls down at the line of scrimmage, that is unbelievable. If they are able to continue this kind of trajectory that the defense is on, I expect them to give the Patriots offense hell if they're able to knock balls down that are thrown underneath, because that's really all the Patriots have been doing.
Another thing with that game before you move on, I can't really put too much on the Colts defense either. They didn't really perform that poorly. The Chiefs probably averaged close to 31.
Oh yeah,
I think that they averaged the third most They had the third highest points per game in league history.
I think it was 34 this year.
And they were put in a lot of shitty situations.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
on the field all game. They didn't play that poorly.
No, the defense was on the field actually 39 minutes, 49 seconds. That is unbelievable. And really, if you look at it, the Chiefs' offense, they got stopped on third down a lot. And they just happened to convert on fourth downs. Like, if you give the Chiefs offense 4 downs to go for it, to get a first down, they're going to get it. They actually had to go for it 4 times. And, I mean, Kansas City obviously converted 3, put those into the end zone. But, I mean, they still did their job. They got third down stops. So, very, very disappointing game. Another game that I'm going to go ahead and say is disappointing. Chargers and Patriots. Patriots dismantle them 41-28. A lot of people are putting this loss on Phillip Rivers. Guys, but who do you think this falls on?
The Chargers defense, Jesus Christ, that was tough to watch. Like they said all week we're gonna have the 7 DB look, the 6 DB looks, and they sure did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they just ran zone all game, and I saw a 3-man rush. I almost wanted to puke. Saw it so many times. It's like, Tom Brady is just going to pick apart the zone. The 3 of us could have played receiver.
Yes.
They were literally
got open.
Just go find the holes, he'll find you.
Literally just run into spots, and Brady was picking the right one.
Yep.
That's all it was. And I don't understand how you can watch. Like, you have game film. You have all the film you could ever want. And generally, every team that beats Brady gets pressure on him. They're up in his face. You know you're not going to beat him with zone. You just know you're not.
Who was the last team to beat him? Steelers. What did the Steelers
and
do?
They manned up. They finally switched and started playing some man. And then also, like, the Patriots just ran it down their throat.
Yeah, well, that happens whenever you have 7 DBs on the field.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, the big thing in this game was just showing even though Anthony Lynn is a really good coach, and how much better Bill Belichick still is. Like Jared said, they came in playing zone, you can't do that, and they never adjusted from that. And then the Patriots, James White was a non-factor for weeks. Had 15 catches yesterday. Same with Shell. They hadn't ran the ball that great. Ran the ball just right at that 3-man rush for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bill Belichick's ability to create a game plan and go back to something they haven't done in weeks over Anthony Lynn's inability to change the game plan at halftime just showed how much better Bill Belichick is than anybody else in the NFL.
Yeah, Bill Belichick is still the man. And for everybody that was kind of down on the Patriots, like, hey, the Patriots get into the playoffs, this is what this team has been over the last 3 seasons. You have Tom Brady throwing every single thing to either Julian Edelman or a running back. I mean, the running backs had 17 catches on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Edelman just gashed him, too.
Oh, yeah. Edelman was open every single play. They kept running zone. They didn't move out of it until, I think, right at the very end, they were like, okay, last-ditch effort. It's like they scored 4 touchdowns in the first half. 4 touchdowns on 4 drives. At what point do you decide, hey, maybe this isn't going to work? We have Sony Michel running wild out here. And for him to have, I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns. Yep. Like, obviously, 3 defensive backs are not going to work against Sony Michel.
They had 4 as a team because Rex Burkhead got one.
Oh, yeah, Rex Burkhead had one too. And if you think about it, it's like, yes, this will work against the Ravens. Because the Ravens, who are you trying to tackle? You're trying to tackle Lamar Jackson. Is Lamar Jackson going to run you over? No. Is Sony Michel going to run you over? Yes, he is.
Surprisingly, yes, he will.
I don't understand that at all.
Lamar Jackson's completed 58% of his passes this year. You have Tom Brady, like, many quarterbacks could have done the exact same thing he did because he was
He's playing 7-on-7 football.
That's all it was.
That's really what it was. He was playing 7-on-7. Unbelievable to me.
And in a year when the Patriots don't have a lot of weapons, or we all feel like they don't have a lot of weapons, what better time to just man up and be like, our guys are better than yours.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought they were going to do, and we didn't see that at all.
Yeah. It made absolutely no sense to me. And honestly, the Colts, they ran more zone defense than any team in the NFL this year. Look what happened to them against the Chiefs.
Yep.
So, guys, we have the Patriots. We have the Chiefs. AFC title game in Arrowhead. The Patriots won the previous matchup 43-40. That game was actually in Foxborough. We have the Chiefs as 3-point favorites. Guys, what are going to be the keys to this game, and what is your score prediction?
Before we get to the game, real quick weather report. It's going to be a very beautifully sunny day and a whopping 12 degrees in Kansas City on Sunday.
Yes, that will make a difference in the game.
Every time I think about this game, I think about how Patriots can win the game. If it's a slow scoring in the 20s grad out game, can they win? If it's a blowout game, a shootout game, can they win? And every time, I just can't see the Patriots outscoring them. I think it'd be a close game, But in either scenario, low scoring or high scoring, I tell you the Chiefs is edging them out. So I'm going to go Chiefs 35, Patriots 30.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty back and forth on this one. I might be naive, but I really think the Chiefs are going to win this one. I really do. They've been the best team in the AFC all year. They have. Like when you look at the 4 teams that are left, it's been the best 3 teams and then the Patriots. It's what it's looked like all year. But I think the Chiefs' defense is not going to be what it was last week. The Patriots, cold weather is not going to affect their game much. They run the ball and throw short passes. I mean, they can continue to do those things, but I think Chiefs in a pretty high-scoring one. Maybe like 31-28, something like that, but I think they're going to win. As long as it doesn't come down to some kind of time management deal, I think they're going to.
And that's all this is going to be. You know, guys, we have Andy Reid on one sideline, we have Bill Belichick on the other in an AFC title game. I think I'm going to have to pick the Patriots. Like, every single time I count the Patriots out, they win the freaking game. Like, at the end of the day, who do I trust more? Tom Brady? Tom Brady can't throw the ball over 15 yards, but I still trust him over Patrick Mahomes to not turn the ball over and find the open guys. And who do I trust more, Bill Belichick or Andy Reid? History tells me to trust Bill Belichick probably more than any other coach in the NFL whenever it comes to postseason football. I think they're going to have a game plan ready for them. You know, this is the second time around that they played them, so they already have seen this offense that Andy Reid runs one time, and that was whenever the offense was probably the most successful they had been all season, early in the season. I think that the Patriots are going to be more prepared. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be a 43-30 game, but I do think, you know, in that first half, the game did get out of reach, and it took the Chiefs to come kind of storm back. I could see this game being pretty similar to the Chargers game, where they kind of just come out, they get the ball in the first drive, go down there, score. And the Chiefs just not being able to play, keep up with the Patriots. I think it's going to be 31-28 Patriots. It's going to be a good game.
I'm interested to see how the Chiefs defense comes out after playing good on Saturday, after seeing what San Diego did. I want to see how they do when they man up against New England.
One other thing to note, New England has not been good on the road this year. I know they lost to Pittsburgh, they lost to Jacksonville. I think they lost to Tennessee on the road.
Wow.
They could have. Their other 2 losses, I don't know where they were. They lost 5.
Yeah,
right?
they won 1 game on the road all year.
But I know
they won
2
games.
I think they're 1. I think they're like 1-5, or they have 5. I think all their losses might be on the road.
Yeah, I think they're
8-0 at home, 3-5 on the road.
Yeah, the one against Miami was on the road as well.
So that does make me a little skeptical, but
yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's freaking Tom Brady
it's the AFC
and Bill
Championship.
Belichick. Like, honest to God, Tom Brady throwing the ball over 15 yards, he was horrible this last weekend. But I still cannot. Passes, yeah. I cannot bet against him. He threw one. He threw a little. The guy ran like a little fade route. He threw the ball probably 10 yards to the left in the center of the field and was screaming at something. It was a terrible pass, but I'm still not going to bet against him.
Hey, that Philip Dorsett. Right on the
money. Right on the money.
Could not have been a better throw.
How creative they are with getting with using even just with the running backs, whether it's a pass or it's a run, it's almost all the same thing.
Yeah.
And how they just keep you so confused on whether it's going to be you're going to be using the sideline, you're going to be going up the middle, whether it's going to be the flat.
They're unbelievable. At this point, they're a well-oiled machine. Like, you have a well-oiled machine in the Patriots who are going to put these huge drives together, 5-10-minute drives, and then you have just an offensive explosion with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, 2 of the most explosive players in the game. I am excited for this game. This will be a good game. So we'll go ahead and talk about the NFC playoff picture now. We have the Cowboys losing the game that they always lose. Lost to the Rams 30-22. Guys, what were your final thoughts on this game other than C.J. Anderson is the second coming of Kirby?
So much for the Cowboys' really tough run defense.
Yeah.
Huh? They got guys that 200-yard rushes.
Yeah. I think I was on that take very early. I'm happy about that.
250 combined yards rushing pack. Jared Goff didn't have to do anything in this game.
Yeah, he did. He had that little bootleg.
Yeah, he did.
It was a 9-yard run play.
All you had to do was hand the ball off C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley, and they would find the hole. And you knew they would win this game because the Cowboys just felt could not score fast enough.
No.
Like, they had the same game plan, but every time you saw the Rams win the ball, they were getting 10 yards, 15 yards. The Cowboys would be 3-4, maybe pass the ball, but Rams would clear the better team in this game.
Yeah, I think so too. But the Cowboys' front seven was awful. One takeaway I do have from this, I think the Rams are a much better team than them. Odd to see C.J. Anderson get the ball so much. Gurley's definitely not I mean, McVay said it's not a health thing, it's a cardio thing, but, like, you're not going to say he's hurt. But one thing that I question is the Cowboys easily could have had 30 points in this game. They got stopped at midfield. They got stopped on, like, a 4th and 1, somewhere around midfield. And the Saints are much, much more talented than the Cowboys on offense. I don't know how well the Rams are going to be able to stop the Saints in New Orleans. I think that might be the biggest thing to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how good their defense is.
Yeah. I mean, the Cowboys, I honestly do not think that the Cowboys are very good. And we saw that this weekend. I mean, C.J. Anderson, who got cut by the Raiders, got cut by the Panthers this year, comes in and absolutely annihilates them. And you see how the offense of line kind of just pushed them around. And then they made it look easy. My favorite thing, though, and this is why I absolutely love the Dallas Cowboys, they get this brand new linebacker, this rookie, Leighton Vander Esch. You hear about him every week on SportsCenter. You hear about him getting all pro votes and all this stuff. Where was he at whenever Sean Lee decides to be healthy again? His ass was back on the sidelines. I'm pretty convinced that Sean Lee can be like any age, and Leighton Vander Esch is going to be on the sidelines as long as he's healthy. And, like, you have Skip Bayless, all the Dallas Cowboys faithful, tweeting, like, where's Vander Esch? Like, honestly, I agree with him. But, like, this is why I love the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. Mm-hmm. They are so incompetent that they can't even put their best player, maybe, I would say their second best player on their team, period, probably their best defensive player, period, they can't even put him on the field because they can't get out of their way because they're too much in love with Sean Lee. And, I mean, Vander Esch didn't really make that much of a difference when he was on the field. But just to not have him out there, you kind of look like a jackass.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine the Cardinals in their biggest moment benching Patrick Peterson?
No, he wouldn't do that because, I don't know, maybe Sean Lee is better than Vander Esch. Maybe he just is, but he's been hurt all season. But you wouldn't have him out there if he's been this good for you all year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't understand it.
They just couldn't stop that vending machine that was running at him.
No, dude.
That was the...
I would not tackle T.J. Anderson.
Yeah,
terrible.
do you remember that video game Kirby that he used to play? Like, it'd suck
the
in.
pink guy.
Yeah, he would suck in stuff. Like, that was seriously C.J. Anderson, like, rolling down the field, sucking in defenders, and just, like, mowing them over. I loved it. So, our final game that we have to talk about, the Eagles. Jumped out to a 14-0 lead against the Saints. Saints score 20 unanswered points. Probably the most bizarre game of the weekend, just because we saw one team actually fight its way back into the game. What were your thoughts on this game, though?
I think the Saints kind of dodged a bullet, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think that. Other than the first quarter, though, the Saints were much, much better. They were a lot better than the score showed. Yards in the game was 420 to 250. I mean, it doesn't matter. I guess they would have lost. It doesn't matter. But really just a bounce that the Eagles had been getting, like hence the field goal off the pole all of last postseason. It just didn't go their way this time. Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what happened.
Well, the ball went off of Alshon Jeffrey's hands. That was it. You know, if Alshon catches that ball, are you pretty certain that they're going to score? I mean, if he catches that ball, they're at like the 17-yard line. It's like 3rd down and 2, and they're coming back in off a 2-minute warning. Like, the Eagles are probably going to score a touchdown there and win the game.
Yeah. Like what Jared said, the Saints, I'm convinced Michael Thomas had a 50-yard wingspan.
He's a man, dude.
A-Law came to him, he'd get there and grab.
Yeah.
And this is alluding to what we talk about next, but in my opinion, for looking forward to the Rams and Saints game, the big match of the game is to keep Talib and Michael Thomas. I think if Talib can shut down Michael Thomas, they're going to win that game.
There's no way. Nobody can shut down Michael Thomas.
What are you shutting down? Home to 100 yards?
Yeah, like 10 catches, 100 yards is shutting Michael Thomas.
I think if he can do that, I think the Rams are going to win that game. Because the Saints didn't look good on offense outside of him, really. Kamara had the good one, they called back. Mark Ingram looked good. But for the last part, it was Ruby throwing the ball, Michael Thomas catching the ball, 2 guys around him.
Yeah, I think Ingram and Kamara. Kamara had like 71 yards and Ingram like 40 something. And they didn't really have a lot of success.
No, it wasn't a typical game for them.
Eagles do have. That defense has basically been the backbone of these runs, though.
Oh yeah. Because they're just so deep too. Like even whenever like Fletcher Cox comes out, who's one of the best interior linemen in the league, they just have another guy step up, and it's almost like they don't miss a beat. But I put this game all on Sean Payton. That's the only reason why this team won. Like, you look at how Sean Payton's coached, and he has been one of the most calculated, aggressive coaches in NFL history. You look back at what changed, what swung the outcome of the Super Bowl that they had won against the Colts. the onside kick. What swung the pendulum in this game, which could potentially run him into another Super Bowl? A fourth down call inside your own 35, and then another fourth down while you're on the other team's 2 to score a touchdown on the same drive.
That fake punt with Taysom Hill was huge too.
No, that was the fourth down.
Yeah, the fourth down.
That was the fourth down inside their 35.
On their own, yeah.
On their own 35. Like, if you don't get that, you're done. Eagles could take 3 knees, go up 17-0, and you're basically dead in the water at that point. Honestly, that was probably the call of the year. That saved their season. If they don't do that, they're not going to win. Marcus Lattimore obviously came up with the 2 huge interceptions. But I think that this game, 90% of it is all on Sean Payton. I think people don't understand just how good of a job that he's done with this Saints team. We look at this team week 1 last year. They played, I believe they played the Patriots. It was either week 1 or 2 that they played the Patriots. Absolutely got housed. This team was not supposed to be a playoff team just 2 years ago. They basically had Mark Ingram, who was a decent running back at the time, a second-year wide receiver, Michael Thomas, and or was he actually a rookie last year?
This is his 3rd year.
This is his 3rd year, yeah. So second-year wide receiver, Michael Thomas, an old tight end core, a pretty bad defense, a pretty historically terrible defense, and they put it all together, had a playoff run then, has a playoff run now, probably going to win the Super Bowl. Sean Payton, this has been the best 2-year coaching stint of his whole entire career.
Defense deserves some credit too.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Going from such a bad defense to it's almost a strength now.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that helped them so much last year. And honestly, I don't know where it came from. I mean, Marcus
Lattimore helped.
That helps, but really interesting. So, guys, we have the Rams, we have the Saints. We've already seen this game once this year. We had the Saints beating the Rams 45-35. We have it at the Superdome again. Who's going to win this game and why?
I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams because if you read Peter King, listen to Peter King ever, the reason that the defense for Red Football has been so bad all season long is because Donald and Sue would just leave alignment and it both sit in the B gaps and it got wide open and Peter ran all over them. You saw on Sunday, or Saturday night, whatever night it was, they lined up correctly and Donald Sue played like he wanted to win a football game and just destroyed the Dallas O-line, and Donald can't be blocked this kind of plays. There's one play who did a handoff, and Donald's at the ball before he got to Zeke. And looking at the way that the Saints couldn't score on the Eagle defense, look at how the Rams offense is 4 times better than the Eagles offense, you gotta think the Rams are going to go in to win that game.
I think Sue did play really well, but even Donald's grade, that was probably one of the worst games he had all year. For like Pro Football Focus wise, which take that as you will, but the Cowboys, I just still can't get over the fact that the Cowboys are such a one-dimensional. They're not that good of an offense. I don't think they're good offense at all, and the Rams couldn't really stop them that well. I mean, it was a closer game than it probably should have been, and I think the Saints. I don't know. I don't think the Rams can stop the Saints. I think that's going to be the deciding thing, and I think the Saints were so close. I think they deserved to go to the Super Bowl last year. Just that wacky play, and I guess it would have had to win one more game to get there, but I think it's the Saints' year. I really do. I've thought it for a long time now. I'm
taking the Saints all the way through the Super Bowl. I just think that they're the most complete team. And what do the Rams have to do to be successful? We saw it last week. Anytime Todd Gurley struggled, anytime the run game struggled, the team struggled. And last week they were firing on all cylinders. Well, where's the strength of this Saints defense? It's up front. They were one of the best teams in the NFL against the run this year. Unfortunately, Sheldon Rankins tore his Achilles tendon this last weekend. But, I mean, that's only one piece of a whole entire front seven. So I think that will play a little bit of a factor. I think they're going to have more success running the ball this time as compared to last time. But I just don't think that the Rams are going to be able to stop them. You look at this Saints team. They benched their players in Week 17. They didn't play last week. They were rusty as hell, and you had a Eagles team that was riding the ultimate high all the way through the last play of the game last week against the Bears. So I think the Saints got all the cobwebs knocked off. They beat the Eagles, who have been unbeatable in the playoffs the last 2 years with Nick Foles at quarterback. And actually, you guys want to hear a fun stat? Nick Foles has only lost to one team in the playoffs. Saints twice.
So, Jake, you think that's a pretty fun stat?
Yes, I do.
More fun than my awesome Derek Jeter stat?
Yes.
You got any more fun stats for us?
Yes, actually, no real stats, I don't think, but I have some good thoughts.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
I don't know what hurt more. Parkey's double doink or Will Lutz pushing the ball right when I have the Saints -8. NFL update. Mike McCarthy felt obligated to reach out to the media and inform them that he would be sitting out this season so he could be fully torqued for next season. Coincidentally, it came out after almost all the head coaching jobs were filled. Interesting report here from LAPD. Swaggy P, Nick Young, our boy, actually being investigated for stealing a man's phone and hitting him in the nuts. It happened at a car wash, as a matter of fact. Alshon Jeffrey, you played the role of Cody Parkey this week for the Eagles. I'm almost embarrassed to claim you as somebody who used to work in Chicago. Cody Parkey, not even Adam Vinatieri is safe from the uprights. Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron. Greater than LA Lakers without LeBron. Adam Gase, 23rd ranked offense in the league in 2015. He had Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, Martellus Bennett, and Alshon Jeffrey. Good luck, Jets fans. Sean Lee could be 75 years old, miss the whole entire regular season, and still get snaps over 100-plus tackle rookie just as long as Jerry's in the box and Garrett's on the sidelines. And there's a new book out this week. It's titled Mediocrity, The Fight Over Flacco and Foles, and it will be written by 15 teams this NFL offseason. And those have been my thoughts. All right, guys, so we'll talk a little bit about the news and notes. I promised we'd talk about the NFL head coaching carousel. So, guys, we had some head coaching vacancies filled. Green Bay got Matt LaFleur. Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Bruce Arians. Cleveland got their man, Freddie Kitchens. Denver stole the Bears' defensive coordinator and Vic Fangio. Arizona hired Cliff Kingsbury after he was fired from Texas Tech. The Jets hired Adam Gase after he was fired from the Dolphins. And Cincinnati, it has not been official yet, but Zach Taylor is expected to be the head coach. Guys, which teams do you think got it right? Which teams got it wrong? And who was the biggest winner with their head coaching hire?
So here are the teams that got it right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wait, time out. Can I start this off real quick? Before we even start this off, is it just me, or is every freaking team in the NFL, if you are in any shape or form, been a part of the LA Rams' success?
If you've ever breathed Sean McVay's air,
yes,
you're going to get head coaching interview at least.
Yes, at least.
His wife I got called.
If you went on a date with his wife before they got together, you probably are going to get
his wife I got called in to be official assistant to a head coach somewhere.
Yes. Cleveland Browns. She could be Condoleezza Rice, assistant coach.
So they need that in Cleveland.
Yes.
But, so who was right? Tampa Bay. And that was it.
You might be right.
They get Bruce Arians. That's an amazing hire. Jameis Winston might win MVP next year. Probably not, but
probably not.
That's a great hire.
Just wait a second. You know that game Fletcher likes to play? You have to say it out loud. All right, go ahead and say Jameis Winston will win the MVP award next year over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, he's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
But great hire. He did great things at Arizona. You saw how bad they are without him. Great thing Tampa Bay. Now they're wrong. Arizona. Jared, what was the stat on Cliff Kingsbury?
So as head coach at Texas Tech, he was 35-40 overall, and 19-35 in conference.
So you're telling me that he couldn't beat college kids?
No, I think he was 1-2 in bowl games.
Okay, so next, Matt LaFleur. He's too young. Won't get along with Aaron Rodgers. First time calling play was this past season in Tennessee. How good was Tennessee's offense, Jake?
Phenomenal. Actually, you want me to go ahead and bust the stat out?
Bust out the stats of Tennessee's offense.
Okay. Famously, Matt LaFleur coached a game where his quarterback threw one incompletion, his team averaged over 4 yards per carry, and his kicker was perfect. That was 17 points worth of offense.
Okay. On to Cleveland. Freddie Kitchens. So, OC had a good 7 games. He's had a coaching job. But mainly this is a bad hire because he could have had Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
They
you
could have
Bruce
had him. They gave him a call. He said he wanted to go there. They said, no. We got Freddie Kitchens. We're good. We don't need you, Bruce.
Dude, I had never seen a picture of Freddie Kitchens until he was hired, and holy shit, he looks so much like Freddie Kitchens.
I know. I'm excited. I'm only kind of excited about the Dallas game next year.
Does Freddie Kitchens looks like Freddie Kitchens?
He does. God, that beard. Well, what's going on with that beard?
I don't know, dude. He looks like a dog with the mange.
Denver, Vic Fangio. Defense would never been a problem, I think, ever in Denver. I guess him being there, we can call it better stunts, but
this is one that
it's okay.
This is okay.
Mike Munchak, the guy that was also in the running for the head coaching job, actually just left Pittsburgh, and now he's the offensive line coach in Denver. So I think they got something good cooking there.
Okay. I mean, that was okay.
They basically got both of their head coaching candidates to come on the staff. So I think there might be something good going on.
I really do like that, because next year I just see the Broncos with this team running the ball probably 40 times a game and just saying, okay, bring it on. What do you have for us? Like, just going basically just full defense mode.
I got questions about their offense, but...
Yes. It's going to be run heavy. Yeah. It's going to be run heavy.
New York Jets hired Adam Gase. Not sure why. Since he moved to Miami, he's had... Tannehill had 300-yard game one time. Jay Cutler had 300-yard game one time.
Was that against the Patriots?
I don't know.
I think it was.
It's 48 games, 2 300-yard passes. Definitely could be whisper. He wants to start to be in Chicago.
So one thing about Gase, I have him as a negative too. But when Nick Saban left Michigan State and went to LSU, he took one coach with him. It was Adam Gase. And then Peyton Manning said Adam Gase is the smartest person he's ever met.
Okay.
So that's two pretty good endorsements. He must not be a moron.
Peyton Manning probably Sean McVay.
You ever worked at a job where somebody had like really good references and they come into work and you're like, how the fuck did this person get this job?
Mm-hmm.
That's Adam Gase.
That's Adam Gase.
I really do.
And then Cincinnati, what's the guy's name? Zach Brown.
Zach Taylor. The Zach Brown band.
He likes chicken fried too.
Well, Zach Taylor. Last season he was receivers coach in Los Angeles. This year the QB coach in Los Angeles. Next year he'll be the head coach for Andy Dalton.
That's unbelievable. I don't understand it. Most of these I think are a negative. The only reason I can say Kitchens is a negative is just because they could have had Arians. That's the only reason. I think it makes sense. I mean, it's going to be somebody that Baker's comfortable with. Matt LaFleur, I don't understand this. Marcus Mariota, this last season, was more likely to throw for less than 170 yards than to throw over 170 yards. That's bizarre. And you expect him to come in and Aaron Rodgers to listen to him and think that he's good. Guys, you know why he left? Okay, so he was with Sean McVay as the offensive coordinator. Do you know why he left?
He wasn't good at his job.
No, because he wasn't allowed to call plays. There's a reason why Sean McVay wasn't allowing him to call plays. Because we saw a great offensive performance by the Titans this year. That was maybe the worst hire behind Zach Taylor, so I think both the Sean McVay guys are gone. Bruce Arians, good hire. Cliff Kingsbury's interesting. I think that if you look at it, Cliff Kingsbury, he was looked at to potentially get an offensive coordinator job with the New England Patriots if McDaniels is going to leave. I like that hire if they go all in. Because at Texas Tech, my biggest thing about him coaching at Texas Tech, this last year he got fired because he was down to his third string quarterback. One guy punctured his lung. It was a mess. And if you know anything about Cliff Kingsbury's team, you have to have a good quarterback. And he doesn't necessarily get the best recruits. I know he's in Texas, but he's also, where would you play if you're a high school kid? Texas Tech or Texas A&M or Texas or TCU or yes, there's a ton of teams.
Texas probably gets the edge over Rice.
Yes, they're above Rice and right
with Houston.
Barely above. Yes, right with Houston.
I'm with Houston.
And you're expected to play Big 12 competition. So I think that the personnel was a little bit of an issue. If the team goes all in and gives him control for at least a season of being able to put players in around, give him an opportunity to pick his quarterback. Don't just throw him Rosen. Give him an opportunity to pick his skill players. Give him all control of offensive personnel. I think this could be a success. It will be. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I think that the potential is there. He has a great offensive mind, and the way that the NFL is working now, I think it could work.
I'm pretty sure last year, even with Texas Tech not being that good, they were like in the top 10 in offense.
Yeah.
But that could also be a product of being down in the majority of your games.
Yeah.
So
they gave up big points and then they score real quick.
Yeah.
But I feel like now is Todd Bowles following
Todd Bowles is Tampa Bay D coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was following Arians. They need to get a defensive coordinator.
The problem I see with the Arians situation is that's a pretty good division.
Yeah,
the Saints aren't going anywhere.
Who beat the Saints though this year, week 1?
That's true, but they're not as good of a team as the Saints.
No.
And I really think you got to think the Falcons are going to rebound.
Yeah.
At least be competitive again, and Carolina's no slouch.
No.
So it'll be tough, but it's a good hire though.
You gotta get the best guy for the
if
job.
you look at it now though, is
Arizona
Arians already the second best coach in that division? Todd Bowles might be the third best coach in that division.
I think Arians like probably 4th or 5th best coach in all of football.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, probably.
I think this is going to be interesting. I think all these coaching candidates are going to be interesting. Do you guys think that there's any chance Kingsbury can succeed? I've been a huge Kingsbury guy basically since he came on to Texas Tech.
Sure, I think he can succeed. Just how good Josh Rosen going to be?
I think all these guys can succeed given the right.
Josh Rosen's
situation.
terrible.
Yeah, Josh Rosen has to. He can't have 150-yard passing games ever at any point in time in his career and win.
No.
I mean, can Kingsbury make that better? Maybe, but that has to be.
Kingsbury can figure out a lot.
Another
of
thing that you're not just going to see, like it's not going to be appealing to the eye, but how their offensive line is going to make a big difference too.
Yeah.
That's like a big behind-the-scenes thing with all these.
Yeah, I'm really
A
excited.
good O-line can hide a lot.
So I know I've told you guys this little series of things that I would like to unfold before the NFL season kicks off. So I've said it about as many times as Leighton's told me the Jeter stat, but I have to tell it to you guys. I want the Arizona Cardinals, who have a coach in Cliff Kingsbury, who's came out and said that he would take Kyler Murray first overall in the draft, to allow him to do that. You send Josh Rosen to New York in exchange for Odell Beckham Jr. You take picks, however many picks it may take, and you call up the Pittsburgh Steelers and you get Antonio Brown. You get 2 diva wide receivers. I know that's not ideal, but you're taking them off the books for the other team. Both players potentially do one out. And what you have here is the opportunity for him to take his guy, because you no longer have a quarterback, and Kyler Murray to be able to team up with Cliff Kingsbury. And I think that would be fun.
He did say earlier this year, Kyler should be the first pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah, he said Kyler should be the first pick in the NFL draft. I mean, if you give me Cliff Kingsbury with David Johnson, Kyler Murray, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., and potentially Larry Fitzgerald if he comes back, it's an offense you have to be scared of. Mm-hmm. I mean, imagine the stuff that a guy like Kingsbury, which is this is where I'm leaning it back to, they have to give him control of being able to get his own personnel.
Yep.
They have to. So I actually talked about with Kyler Murray. So he's actually declaring for the NFL draft. That came out today. The only thing that's holding him back, though, right now, of being completely sold on football, is a $4.66 million contract with the Oakland A's that he'd received when he was drafted in the first round of the MLB draft. He's come out and said that he wants $15 million to stick with baseball, but there's been no reports on it that have come out. Really no reports that's even said that. Like, there hasn't been any verified sources from that. Guys, this is a tough decision, but what should the move be for Kyler Murray?
So I'm going to tell you about why it should be football from the money aspect. You're going to talk about the talent in a minute. So Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray had the first round grade. Everybody's saying he's the first, second quarterback with Dwayne Haskins.
He's a first round grade now?
Mm-hmm. Basically, everybody's
He didn't think
that.
Lamar Jackson.
Like, it's a lock.
You know, if Lamar Jackson, if Flacco didn't get hurt this year and we didn't see just like a purely dominant running quarterback this year, he probably wouldn't be.
It'd be third or fourth round.
Yeah.
But so Lamar Jackson got taken 32nd overall, signed a $9.5 million contract. $7.5 million of that is guaranteed. Most of the time, first round contracts are fully guaranteed. Josh Rosen got picked 10th overall, signed a $17.5 million contract, fully guaranteed. The Giants pick 10, 12 in that range. So Kyler Murray could go there. That's why I use Josh Rosen as the example. Now on the baseball, he had a $4.6 million signing bonus. Andrew Benintendi was taken 7th overall in 2015, had a $3.6 million signing bonus. Played about
You
good.
have to fit Benintendi in here somewhere.
Played about good as he could for the first 2 years of his MLB career, but only made another $1.1 million because he makes $600,000 a year. The way salary works in baseball is once you get to the major leagues, you play 3 years at around $600,000, then you're in arbitration where you basically bicker with your team about how much you're worth, and then you're on that for 3 years, and then you're finally a free agent. Well, Kyler Murray now is 21 years old. Best case scenario, he jetlines through the A system, gets to the pros by the time he's 24, has 3 years control there, so he's 27, arbitration eligible. If he doesn't sign an extension before he's in arbitration, he'll be 30 years old before he's a free agent. That's 9 years from now.
Yeah. Before
So,
he gets to sign
from
a contract.
just a money aspect, he has to go with football. And football, obviously not mean to do this, but their CBA just stole Kyler Murray from the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, so that's from the money aspect. It's fairly obvious to me he's much, much better at football than he is baseball. In football, he was 2 times Mr. Texas. He was high school All-American twice. He was 2014 Gatorade Player of the Year. You want to know his baseball stats? His senior year, he hit 286.
In high school?
He hit 286. In his college career, in his first year at Oklahoma, he hit 122. His last year at Oklahoma, he hit 296. His on base was below 400, and he didn't slug over 600.
How the hell did he get drafted?
He struck out 2 times for every walk. He got drafted way, way too high. Just for some perspective, the players that went ahead of him that were position players, the first 2, not counting catchers, but the 4th pick, the 3rd pick, and the 4th pick of the draft. The 3rd pick, in his years in college, hit 303, 305, and 339. He had 39 walks to 28 Ks. The guy after him hit 333, 380, 367, 16 walks to 7 Ks. Kyler Murray's not even in the same neighborhood as anyone that got drafted around him in the baseball draft. He has no future in baseball. Hell yeah, he's an athlete. He's an excellent athlete. But he could be a household name in the NFL. He might not get through the minor leagues in baseball.
He could be Billy Hamilton in the MLB.
Yeah, I don't understand how he got drafted where he did.
Yeah, that does make he must be a hell of a center fielder. Like he must be able to control like all the range because every single stat I've seen on him in baseball is not that good. Like they showed all the guys who played that are actual position players, not including catchers, who got drafted in the first round. They had all had like 700 at bats in college. Kyler Murray was rolling in with like a whopping 290. So, and the bizarre thing is that he got drafted before he was actually a big name. Like everybody just knew him as Baker Mayfield's backup, who also played baseball. So, I don't understand this at all. Why he got drafted
The
so
last
high.
time he hit 300 was his sophomore year of high school.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Maybe he's playing like elite,
Whopping
elite
302.
talent.
Dude, good base. Like, yeah, for you to say, yeah, that kid's he's a good baseball player in high school. He has to be able to hit 300, and he didn't even do that his junior or senior year.
He didn't play his junior year, I don't think. No
Oh
stats.
my goodness, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
just sophomore and senior, but yeah.
Potential. This doesn't make any sense from the money standpoint. Hell yeah, play football, get all that guaranteed money off that first contract. Then guess what? If the NFL doesn't want you, the MLB will offer opening arms. I mean, you look at Bo Jackson. Whenever he had a career-ending injury.
Look at Tim Tebow.
Yes, Tim
Better than that,
Tim Tebow didn't pick up a ball bat until he was. I think his last time he played baseball, I could find stats on it. He was in T-ball. He was 6 years old, and now Tim Tebow is playing Double-A baseball. So
AAA now.
yeah. Oh man. So they. You know, the baseball has all these minor league systems. Like, they're going to take players on to sell seats. Like, you can't just roster a bunch of guys who probably aren't going to make it to the league. Like, they have to have some gimmicks here and there. You look at Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was a great baseball player, all-star in the MLB. Had a career-ending injury. Something that took him out of football, he was still able to play baseball. You have to do football. Go all in on football early. Make all that guaranteed money as a first-round draft pick, which you're gonna be. I mean, now teams see it. Drew Brees has had success being small. Russell Wilson's had success being small. Lamar Jackson's had success just being a pure running quarterback. But guys, do you want to hear a crazy stat on Kyler Murray? Do you know how tall he actually is?
5'10" on a good day.
No, he's 5'8".
Which is short on this.
this was from him just like in a no shoe scale height.
Oh, well.
They say he's 5'10", or 5'8". They say he is 5'8".
Okay,
And now I don't know that for certain, but if you watch him play, he's tiny.
Well, right now his saving grace in the NFL is he can throw like Baker, run like Lamar.
Yeah.
And if you can do those things, you'll be a good NFL player for a long time.
Now I will double check this.
Actually, a lot. If you can throw like Baker and run like Lamar Jackson, you'll be a Hall of Famer because that's just you're gonna put insane numbers.
I mean, hell, he was the best player in high school football in 2014. He was the best player in college football in 2018.
He went 42-0 in high school.
Why don't you just try to go to be the best player? You're obviously better at football.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
He
listed
has a
as
track record that is much better in football.
He's listed as 5'11",
And
but
less hoops to jump through.
Somebody was talking today that they thought that he was actually. They said that the string staff measured him at 5'9" in socks. Somebody else said that he was actually 5'8". So that'll be interesting to see what
And
happens.
today I also found out at the combine when they measure you, they round down.
Do they really?
Yep.
So you're not. Plus, you're supposed to weigh in barefoot, right?
Yes.
Or height barefoot. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The Sooners list him at 5'11". Wikipedia has him at Sooners 5'10". Wikipedia has him at 5'11". I think it's going to be interesting. But guys, do you think he has value in the MLB or in the NBA? No, Jesus Christ,
Probably not.
Yeah,
In
all
the,
the time.
in the NFL, does he have value?
Okay, well, MLB, we'll go through them all real quick. MLB, he's good at defense, I
Yeah,
guess.
steal bases.
NBA, no. I don't know why he even considered for the NBA draft. That's
He's 5'8".
Drake, that's a terrible thought by you. NFL, yeah, he does have more potential in any sport that he has is the NFL because how needy quarterbacks are and just the system he came from and see what Baker just did out of that system and see what Lamar Jackson did running the football well in the NFL today. Those two things were huge for Kyle Murray.
He has a better chance of dying on the field in the NFL, but because of his size. But he definitely has more potential there, I think.
Yes.
What about NBA, Diesel?
If you had started him when he was like 4 and just had him play basketball, maybe because he's that kind of athlete.
Yeah. You
But-
think he can dunk? How mad would it make? How mad would it make you that none of us can dunk in this room? We're all over 6 foot. He's like 5'8" and he can dunk.
I don't know.
Does that piss you off at all?
I would almost guarantee he could probably dunk.
He can get up there. He definitely got them in both hands and hang
Yeah,
there for sure.
I can't touch her. So
I'd probably bet $1,000 he could dunk.
Yeah, he can dunk.
yeah, man, that makes me mad.
Anybody have to tweet at Kyle Murray, can you dunk?
Can you dunk? Yes. So guys, it is time for us to play a little darts. Pew 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 pew. We're playing darts, baby. Each week we all go around the room. We throw a dart at the dartboard. It hits a number, and it's usually has a topic. Latency. What is the game for us today?
This week is top 5 favorite activities.
Oh, top 5 favorite activities. I know my number 1. So, Diesel, or actually, Latency, producer, your throw. And we have a 14.
A 14 is swimming.
Swimming.
Swimming, okay.
Is the question whether or not this is a top 5 favorite
Activity that you do
One
in
of
your
your
life.
favorite things you
Swimming.
can do.
Swimming's not my top 5, safe to say. Last year I don't think I went swimming once last summer.
Damn, sounds
Not
like you
because
really like it.
not 'cause I didn't want to go swimming. I don't think I really had a chance to really go swimming.
Yeah, Leighton's a pool shirt guy. He
I am not. I am
always
not.
wears t-shirts in the
I
pool.
am not a pool shirt guy.
That might be why he didn't swim last year.
I am not a pool shirt guy.
Go ahead and lie to
That
him.
is because it's stupid. In fact, I was too seven to myself in the pool. But swimming is fun. Definitely not a top 5 activity.
And as I get older, I swim less. I've learned, and it's definitely not a top 5.
You could drown in swimming too. That's a downfall.
Yeah, that is a downfall. It's a high risk.
It's a risky activity.
Yeah. No, this is not a top 5. I like. The only time I really like to swim is like a day drinking
like
event.
a float.
Yeah, like
Day
a float.
drinking float,
I'm
those
better
are
at
fun.
floating than swimming.
Yeah.
That's a safe bet. But no, I swim less. Like 4-year-old Drake, you couldn't drag him out of the pool even when his lips were blue. But now, I don't do it enough. This is probably even out of my top 20.
It's really more drinking activity now.
Yes,
than,
no, it is.
It's a way to socialize.
social-
That's
yes.
all. It's
That's
a
all
social.
it is.
It's a social
Yeah.
activity.
I usually just sit in the pool, I float in the pool, and I kind of hang out swimming on the back.
It's got a better
so
chance
no.
of cracking top 5 social activities than
Yes.
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 It does.
Yeah. Good place to meet chicks in the pool. So guys, yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay, so Diesel, your throw. And we have a 6.
Number 6. This one's very fitting. Playing basketball
Ooh, basketball.
of any level.
Okay. Diesel, your go.
That's for me right now. It's 100% in mind. Yeah, I can't get enough of it. Definitely addicted to it a little bit. So that's for sure a yes for me.
How many pairs of basketball shoes have you bought over the last year?
A few. Quite a few.
Go ahead.
Is it
Over
really?
under 4.
Do you alternate them?
How many years we're going? I have 4 right now I could wear.
That's hilarious.
Do you alternate them when you go to the next? I know, do you like one pair for a long time? Or?
I just wear one pair until they wear out, basically.
Okay. Are you really excited getting a new pair of kicks going up to show them off for the first time?
No, yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
So,
the pair I have now, I don't have to wear an ankle brace. It's nice.
We actually broke the news to the world a couple weeks ago. Did you know that Leighton played at a private school? He was on this kick and he's talking about his basketball career and he goes, yes, actually I played for a private school. And I said, did you just have to throw that humble brag in there? So yeah,
It's actually a prep school.
yeah, it was like he played at a prep school. You could is it a parochial school? Is that also a good term for it?
No.
What about an academy?
You can go to academy.
Yeah, so hey, if you need any pointers in basketball, Leighton's your guy. Hey guys, actually for the rest of the show, we're just gonna be talking about basketball. We're gonna talk a little NCAA and NBA. So be sure to tune your ears up when Leighton C starts talking basketball.
I also host a basketball podcast with Fletcher.
Yes.
Host this
Leighton,
area every Wednesday night.
good little plug there. But Leighton C, basketball top 5.
Yeah, probably. I don't play it near enough that I would like to, basically because the town I live in doesn't have a really rec center. If you go play, starting half an hour kind of gets the only time you want to play it. But anytime, people meet up at the gym or something to play, I'm always down to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it might be number 5, but it's in the top 5.
So, if I could dunk, this would definitely be number 1. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like,
if you were Kyler Murray, probably number 1.
yes, if I could just, and I'm not just saying like just sneak the ball over the rim. Well, hell, I'll take that. I'd like to be able to sneak the ball over the rim, but if I could really throw it down, this would be number 1. Just because I'd like to just dunk on people. That'd be the funnest thing in the world. Now, playing basketball isn't necessarily my top 5, but shooting the basketball is. Like whenever you get the green light, whenever you're at the rec center and like people think like you wear a nice pair of shoes in there, and
you're white, people you can shoot.
Yes, people think I can shoot. So I am a terrible shooter. If you guys don't know, I have 0. Actually, I had a few points in that adult league we played in that one time. I've never been. Okay, never mind. I've been to one actual basketball practice. I'm one of the worst basketball players ever, but shooting the ball is awesome. Making the ball is awesome. I could not imagine what it'd be like to dunk. It is not one of my top 5 activities. Dunking would make it easily number 1. It's a no for me.
To no.
No, not my top 5.
All right.
I like a lot more stuff than playing basketball.
Okay.
But if I could dunk, dude, this would be surefire. So now, my throw. And we have a 20.
A 20 is getting off of work.
Yo,
I mean, activity, guys.
shit.
Let me sum up.
That's a really good activity. Oh shit.
I haven't even thought about it in an activity form until now, though.
Yeah, no, every time we hit a 20, and I kind of aim for 20 on purpose because I know you make the list 1 through 20, 20 is always a dandy.
We got egg salad a few years ago on the hangover foods.
Yeah, hangover food, egg salad. That was a good choice. I'm pretty sure I threw the 20. Hell yeah. Getting off work, that's like top 3, dude. Think about this, all right? So, if you guys don't know, I work a job where you work 3 days on, 4 days off. So imagine that feeling. Okay, imagine your feeling whenever you have a 4-day weekend, whenever you get off work. Now, that's me every single time I get off on my Friday. Think about how good that feels.
It probably does feel good. For people who don't know, I work a job where you work outside for 9 hours a day in the hot, cold weather is. So getting off
You got lucky.
So getting off work and walking into your car and getting in and knowing, damn, I ain't back here till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's a fucking really good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Not thought of this activity before now, but this might bump basketball out of the top 5 of getting off work into it.
This is a hell of an
This
activity.
is a great activity to have.
I don't really have a quitting time. It's kind of an odd situation.
The grind never stops.
I get texts from people.
Jerry's always working.
This is like your basketball game.
No, I could be doing the most exciting thing of the week and get a text from somebody that's not
I know
good.
what that is.
That's not what
Sunday nights.
It doesn't matter what day it is or whether I'm on vacation. I'll have like clients or somebody reach out to me and so like I don't really have a quitting time.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, so I'm not gonna put that one in the top 5.
Oh man, if you had one of those, man.
Getting off work's great.
Getting off work is phenomenal.
So it's been a few years since you actually had actual quitting time, I guess. Do you remember what it feels like to actually
remember
get off
your
the
days
clock?
back at Farm Fresh, dude? Remember whenever you used to punch the clock heading back out to the car?
And normally it was either going straight to sleep because I hadn't slept the night before, or
heading back to the Grand Prix. Think about those
are the days.
Punching the clock is
no,
the
that
best thing
punching the
ever.
clock was good.
Yeah, it's nice. So Leighton C, just a little review on us. What do we have?
Alright, so first we had swimming, unanimous top 5. We decided it's more of a drinking social activity than active activity. Playing basketball, me and Jed put it in our top 5. Drake did not. And getting off work, I bumped basketball in my top 5 and put game work in, as did Drake. Jared did not, because he never gets off work.
The grind never stops for some of us. So, guys, I talked about it earlier, but it is Leighton's time to shine as we head into the basketball talk.
Get ready.
Marcus Howard, phenomenal player. If you guys haven't seen him yet, you have to check him out. He's a 5'11" player from Marquette. He's been on absolute fire this season. Dropped 53 points on Creighton this week to help Marquette beat Creighton. This is now his 3rd game where he scored 45 or more points this season, all against formidable opponents. Buffalo, top 25 team. Kansas State, a team that was in the Elite 8 last year. And Creighton. Guys, is this a player that has a legitimate shot to win the Wooden Award? I know that we have some really, really good talent out there this year. One of the more talent-loaded classes in a long time. But does he have a legitimate chance?
He does have a chance, because looking back at past Wooden winners, they haven't necessarily been the best player, just like, I get the best leader for the one team. Like, Doug McDermott won the Wooden Award. He was the best player, but he's the best player for Creighton. And having your team do good is really important. Right now, they're ranked 13th. And if he keeps this up, I do think that Marcus Howard might not win it, but he can definitely be there till the end. And Buddy Hill's another guy who really caught fire after Christmas that really worked their way up and won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a legitimate shot. He was in the preseason, like top 50 for this award, and he's in the midseason top 25. Not a lot of, there are probably a handful of guys that were on both, but he's kind of been up there the whole time, and he's shooting 44% from 3, and he's averaging 25 a game. He's a scorer, man. He can put the ball in the basket. I think he, just like Trae Young's exciting, Buddy Hield was exciting, guys that can just light it up, and especially with how many shots he's going to continue to get. Mm-hmm. I think he's definitely got a shot.
Yeah, I do too. Which kind of excites me, and like Leighton said, the one thing about this award is that if you win this award, it goes ahead and just puts a knife in your NBA career. Like, they don't give this position. They don't seriously. I'm gonna read off a list of names, and you guys tell me whenever I get to a legitimate NBA player. Okay, Jalen Brunson, Frank Mason, Buddy Hield, Frank Kaminsky, Doug McDermott, Trey Burke, Anthony Davis.
Ding.
There we go.
But still have potential still.
Yeah,
he's 21.
Yeah,
No, he's old. He's 25 or 26 now.
Yeah, well, he's about the same age as Anthony Davis. Yeah. So, I think that he has to be a favorite for it. Because, like, if you give it to Zion, like, they really don't go that way of giving it to, a freshman. Yeah. And that would be a freshman in Anthony Davis.
The next highest score on his team is like 10 points or something, too. Yeah. So it's like he doesn't have another top recruit, with him. He doesn't have RJ Barrett. He doesn't have...
No, and he's been on absolute fire. He actually shoots better from 3 than 2s, which is kind of bizarre. I think he's shooting like 47% from 3 and 46% from 2. But he's averaging 26 points. And, honestly... They're 3-1 against ranked opponents. They've only scored 70 points, or they've only scored below 70 points twice this year. The team's actually pretty damn good, and he scores a quarter of their points. So, guys, actually, are we willing to say that this is the kind of player that could make, Marquette have a deep tournament run? We've seen it with Kemba Walker and guys like that. Marquette's 14-3 now, ranked 13th in the country.
Yes.
And do you think they have a chance to make a deep run?
I think they could. They're a good team. Every year they're going to be a team that shoots a lot of threes, makes a lot of threes. They're 80th in 3 points attempted, but 30th in percentage. The only 7 teams above them have better percentage that have shot more. So they could do it. I don't like them going deep in the tournament like Virginia. If Marquette goes cold from 3, they'll win the game. Kind of Virginia, team high against them, maybe keep up the scoring. But it's possible. If he gets hot like Kemba did, they could definitely do it.
Yeah.
So he's a better shooter than Kemba, at least at this stage in the game. Maybe not a better scorer. He averaged more points per game. But UConn was a little bit better defensively, but honestly, they're really similar. UConn that year gave up like 65 a game. Marquette gives up 68. I mean, it puts them very middle of the pack, at least. Like that's like 80. That's good for like 85th. So that does worry me. I think it's going to matter what their draw is in the tournament. If they get a team that, isn't going to allow them to score very much, they might be in trouble. But they might, it might line up well. They might make a run. They can. They definitely can.
I would like to see it because
I don't know. If they were better defensively, I would be more.
Yeah.
I'd be out a little harder.
But an off night for them offensively is 68 points, and that's like a legitimately bad off night. Like. I think in 5% of their games is what it would equate to that they've scored less than 70 points. But you have to be scared of those teams that can get hot, that can shoot, and that one player, like that difference maker.
Think back to Michigan when they had, I think they had Trey Burke and Hardaway.
Oh yeah,
and those guys. That's really what happened. They just got hot, and they were like a 3 seed or a 4 seed, and they went all the way to the. Yeah. They were the championship, didn't they?
Yeah, they were in the championship. Yeah. Actually, retroactively, they would be champions. Because I think it was
Louisville did get yanked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it can work. It's very similar. That's where they'd be. They'd be a 3 seed.
They better hope that Pitino doesn't come back. Hey, actually, Pitino alert. I
saw this. I think
he actually tweeted that. You guys remember Sean Kilpatrick, the guy, the shooting guard that came from Cincy, played some time in the NBA on those like real shitty Nets teams. He's playing for the team that Pitino's coaching.
No kidding.
Watch out.
Just a little Pitino
Bet
alert.
they party.
Oh, I guarantee they do. So, guys, actually, this is a little fun thing that I had seen online. South Point Casino in Las Vegas opened up a new betting proposition. It's titled 4 versus the field. You get minus 110 odds on either 4 teams or the field to win the NCAA basketball title. The 4 teams are Duke, Kansas, Gonzaga, and Michigan. I thought this was pretty interesting, so I figured we should throw it on there. Which side would you land?
So just to be clear,
versus the field.
Just to be clear, you don't get to pick the 4 teams. They give you the 4 teams.
They give you the 4 teams.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, I'm really worried about Gonzaga because Gonzaga.
It's Gonzaga.
Kansas just lost to Izubuki, and we know how they play in a tournament every year. And Duke just lost to Syracuse at home tonight.
Duke lost?
By 4.
I so wanted to bet Syracuse.
They allowed 95 points to Syracuse at home.
95 points to Syracuse.
Yeah, 95-91 in overtime.
They can score on that zone, though.
So, really, those teams, the only team that have like a lot of confidence.
When's the last time Boeheim's team scored 94? You need to look that up for me.
I'll figure that out for you.
Okay.
But I'm still confident Duke can win it all. I like Michigan a lot. That's the thing here. But I'm going to pick the field because Tennessee and Virginia, I'll talk about how Virginia win it all, but they can't beat anybody. And I can't bet on just one team out of 68 when somebody's giving me 67 to 68 teams.
Yes.
So field.
I'm going to go with the 4 teams. I think Duke's going to win it all, and I really like Michigan as backup.
Yeah, so here's the stat that I'm looking at. Okay, so these 4 head coaches combined, 113 NCAA head coach seasons. Okay, 113. We have 6 titles combined. 113 seasons, 6 titles.
You want to take the field and see what that looks like?
But it's a whole hell of a lot better than that. I mean, but
Percentage might not be.
The percentage might not be better, but I mean, 6 titles in 113 years. I can't bet on Bill Self. He was Derrick Rose and the boys missing free throws away from never winning a title. I can't bet on Duke because Zion Williams. That team is one injury away from probably getting knocked in the Sweet 16. Kansas, 2 of their 3 best big men are out. I know that they have the Lawson twins added from last year, but, if you're missing 2 of your 3 big men, I can't fall in love with you. Gonzaga, like Leighton said, is Gonzaga. I really can't find any knocks on Michigan. But, Leighton said, Virginia, Tennessee.
Michigan State's scary, too.
Yes, Michigan State. There's a lot of good teams out there. I can't fall in love with these 4. And hell, Syracuse, we could see them in the Final Four. I mean, they're a team that you run into if you don't play Syracuse that often and you don't know how to play against that zone.
When did their eligibility? What years were they suspended?
Shit. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was before they got that 11 seed. Remember whenever they got the 11 seed and everybody lost their mind because they got like one of the last bids and everybody's like, oh, it should have been a mid-major. And they made a run all the way to the Final Four.
Yeah, but the other thing, though, basically, it's... I have no faith in Kansas or Gonzaga. So basically, I'm getting 66 to 68 teams.
Yes.
And I cannot not take that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Duke let 94 points up to Syracuse.
95.
95 points up to
At
Syracuse,
home.
even better. Oh, man, that's unbelievable. I got to watch that game.
The Kansas went crazy,
I got to see how the hell that happened. I got to see that.
A lot of made shots.
Wow. So, guys, it is our time for Diesel's Doghouse. It is our time to put Diesel in the spotlight. Each week he comes in with a list of things. It can be a player. It can be a coach. It can be an owner. It can be a team. It can be anything. And he puts it in the proverbial doghouse.
Got quite a few things to talk about this time. First off, NFL running backs. The best 3 performances in the most important weekend of the season so far were C.J. Anderson, Damian Williams, and Sony Michel. There is no reason to pay a running back $20 million or whatever the hell they're going to want, $15 million. None of those guys are even playing. Todd Gurley is the only one, and he didn't even get the lion's share of the carries. But anyways, you don't need an excellent running back. You need a good system. That's what you need. San Diego Chargers defense. We talked about this earlier. Played DBs the whole game. Jamal Adams said it best. You can't have 7 DBs on the field when the other team's running 21 or 22 personnel. You just cannot do it. It's not going to work. They gave up 4.6 yards per rush, and Brady completed 34 out of 44 passes for 343. They got beat in every facet of the game. This is a fun stat. The Patriots on their first 31 snaps had 16 first downs.
Holy shit.
That's some pretty good defense.
Not bad.
Yeah, Cowboys front 7 gave up 273 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, 5.7 yards a carry. Like, they just disappeared. Underdogs lost by a cumulative 45 points. That's 11 and a quarter on average. So it was, if you were betting underdogs this weekend, you got beat pretty bad. Andrew Luck, 19 for 36, 52% completion percentage. He had a whopping 19 QBR against the 31st ranked defense in the NFL. I still can't believe that.
No.
Skip Bayless, he got put in the doghouse here a little bit.
Oh, yes.
He had a whole shitstorm of tweets. He tweeted 20 times in the first 60 minutes of the game. On Friday, he said Andrew Luck was the best quarterback in the league. He'd take him over anybody. Monday rolls around. I quote, "I'll never trust Andrew Luck in a big game again." Way to stick with the take, Skip. Stephen A. is actually out of the doghouse because Hunter Henry got a target this week.
Yes.
Yep.
Dude, did you see that he had the cigar and the cowboy hat on this week? I love those guys. They're idiots.
Yep, but Hunter Henry got a target, so he's out of the doghouse for a little bit. Shaq Brink called him today, though, so that was interesting. But that's what's going on this week.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I'm trying to find Skip Bayless. As soon as you said Skip, it reminded me of this tweet that he had. All right, here it is. Perfect timing. So this came yesterday, a day after his beloved Cowboys got beat. Completely misleading stat. Cowboys, 1 for 10 on 3rd down. Dak completed 4 passes on 3rd down that nearly went for firsts, and they made it 3 times on 4th down. Amari dropped 1 on 3rd down. In the grasp. Cost 1. Dak actually was very good on 3rd and 4th down. Skip Bayless, he completed 4 balls short of the first down because that's what the defense gave him. Like, it does not take a genius to figure that out. Like, hey, guys, nothing over our heads. Like, there's a reason why defenses, when it's the last play of the game, stand on the goal line and just say, run past us. Yeah. Because, hey, they don't give a shit if you get an 18-yard completion. They don't care if you get a 90-yard completion. As long as you don't get over them, they're completely okay with it. I absolutely love Skip. Just bury him. We need to just leave Skip there. Like, don't even give him the opportunity to come out like Stephen A. does.
But, I mean, that's worse than Kanye. That's a tweet every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
For an hour. That's a lot of tweets.
Yeah. So you guys know what a panic room is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just imagine that in Skip's house, he has a panic room with just a big TV on it that has nothing but the Cowboys game, and instead of tweeting off of his phone or anything, he sits there with a PC. He has a personal computer set up in his panic room so he can live tweet the game. He probably doesn't realize he can get the app on his phone.
It probably is off a desktop for sure.
Oh, it has to be a desktop.
Vista, and like a big box monitor.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
But I got that Jim Boeheim Syracuse stat.
Yes.
So for some reason,
one of these has to have Mello on it.
reference website only goes back to 2010-11. It's unfortunate because I'm not going to go through the other 33 years Jim Boeheim's coaching career.
Yes.
But since 2010, it's happened 11 times. Last time it happened was 2017 against NC State.
Wow. That's pretty bad odds for Duke. That's like twice a season.
Yeah.
Wow.
He once scored 108 points against, who was it against? Monmouth.
Wow.
Just rattled off one against Monmouth.
Yeah. I remember Monmouth had that bench mob that one time, and everybody loved it. Should have taken him all the way to the NCAA tournament. So we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about NBA. Leighton, your boy's not looking too hot. Another week, and still no LeBron. Says that he is fully prepared to take multiple weeks off. LeBron has not played since Christmas, and the Lakers are now 3-7 without LeBron James since he's been hurt. Lost most notably to the Cavaliers, where the Eastern Conference goes through last night. They now have the 8 seed, and there are 6 teams within striking distance of the final playoff spot from them. At what point did the Lakers hit the panic button?
Before we get to that, do you know what LeBron's actual problem is right now?
What is it?
He discovered that watching sports drunk is almost as good as playing them drunk and you don't get worn out.
That's true.
He figured it out.
I think that's what it is.
He didn't want to play back for a guy. Listen, you're getting the 8 seed. I was over here drinking my wine. Just do your thing out there.
Yeah.
No.
I'll come back for the playoffs.
But as far as I'm concerned, they hit a panic button right now. I mean, the 3-7 without LeBron James and just lost to the worst team in the NBA at home in the Cavaliers last night. And at some point in time, you got to look at Luke Walton and say, how good of a coach are you? Because the team is full of first-round picks and only getting consistently good play out of Kyle Kuzma. Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram both having the worst seasons of their career. And Brandon Ingram's situation is since his rookie season. But those are two top 2 picks. And not getting anything out of them. And at some point in time, you got to look at Luke Walton and say, you got to make these guys work. Because you guys got LeBron James. But someday, we won't have LeBron James. He's going to retire. So what are you going to do then? And it's about time to get something figured out.
It's time to freak out a little bit. I mean, you wouldn't expect the Lakers to be a playoff team without LeBron because they weren't very good last year. They haven't been good any of the previous years. But those draft picks should definitely have developed enough to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
That's uncalled. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And like they one thing that cracked me up, Michael Beasley's finally getting to see the court. It's like
Oh,
it's what he
man.
needs.
it's like they picked him up and it's like, all right, now the shit's hitting the fan. Let's bring in Michael Beasley.
Bring in Michael Beasley, the savior. Dude, they need to go get Jimmer Fredette. He can seriously give him some bench minutes. I mean, the guy's been uncorking threes and
Been dropping like 70.
in bang high. I mean, the guy can do it. And if Lonzo Ball can't shoot a free throw, I know Jimmer Fredette can. This team is so bad without LeBron, it's not even funny. I don't even know if they drafted well. I think I'm almost to the point where, like, Brandon Ingram, when's he been good? Like 2 games?
He's a shooter that can't shoot.
Yes, he's a shooter that can't shoot.
He's like Andrew Wiggins, but a little less athletic.
Yes, and Lonzo Ball, what's Lonzo Ball good at? He can see the court?
I tell you,
He's a good defender. He's a really good defender.
He's not good at shooting free throws.
So he's Rajon Rondo. So you have 2 Rajon Rondos on the team. And, I mean, I just don't know where we're expecting this team to be good at. I mean, JaVale McGee? What the hell? Tyson Chandler. I mean, if you look at this lineup, you have a bunch of 23 and younger kids, and then you have JaVale McGee, you have Tyson Chandler, you have Rajon Rondo. Like, where's this team supposed to put it all together? LeBron James has to be there. LeBron James can be on any team, and they're going to be in the playoffs. LeBron's not there. The Lakers suck. The Lakers suck without him. They're probably going to be bad with him. If they get an 8 seed, I think that this team is almost to the point where I would be hard-pressed to see them having home court advantage in the opening round.
It would be tough, and I see it.
They're obviously not playing to win a championship this year. That's clear. That's why they
You
signed
think
all those
LeBron's tanking? You think he's just getting that lottery pick?
No, but they really do need to make the playoffs so these guys can get some experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they are going to go get a max guy probably. That's what we keep telling ourselves. But they got to have some playoff experience.
Yep.
You can't. LeBron's years are limited. You got 4 chances with him.
Yeah. It's looking rough.
You probably got 3 chances where he's this,
playing this way.
I mean
2.5 maybe even.
Let's say a hypothetical situation. Let's say LeBron misses 2 more weeks. Do you think that the Lakers are going to be playing in the playoffs?
Does he play after 2 weeks?
Yeah, let's say he comes back full bore after 2 weeks. They rattle off another 3-7 record
we're
without
40
him.
games in the year.
Yeah, I think they'll be in the playoffs.
They're 3 games out of the 8 seed.
I think they'll be in the playoffs. They're the 4 seed with them. They're almost a 1 seed with them, and then they're still the 8 seed without them. They're on 3-7.
That's a quick drop, dude. It's 2 weeks.
It's a hard drop.
They could be the 12 seed by that math.
I think they'll be at least the 8 seed. If they'll come back in 2 weeks, I think they'll at least be an 8 seed at the worst.
Yeah.
I think they will make the playoffs. Those the 5-6 seed. But
I think they'll make the playoffs as long as he can come back completely healthy, at least after the All-Star break. If he can give him a good couple of months after that, he can get him at least to the 8
if
seed.
he comes back with 20 games left and they have to win 15 of them.
That's a month from today. All-Star weekend's probably pretty close to a month from today.
Yeah, it's getting down there.
Mm-hmm.
He has to get healthy.
January 14th.
Yeah, he has to get healthy soon. So we'll go ahead and give out our NBA halfway awards. So right now, as we sit, we are officially halfway through the NBA season. A little bit over by a couple games, but who cares? First show since then. Guys, who has been your NBA MVP?
So my MVP, James Harden. He's just been an absolute fucking animal. He's currently on a 16-game streak of 30 or more points and 5 or more assists. That's double the longest streak of that ever. He's on another active streak of 30 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in 8 games. That's tied for the most ever. He has 13 40-point games, which is the 35th most ever for a season, and only halfway through January. It might be the best offensive year ever by a player not named Wilt Chamberlain. In 4 of those 13 40-point games, triple-double, and tonight he scored 36 points in the first half.
That's not bad.
He's just he's on an absolute fucking tear. This might be the best offensive performance we've ever seen.
It's James Harden, it's very easy to do whenever he travels. Every single time he does a step back, and he shoots over 11 free throws a game. Over 11.
Okay, you gotta get a point's a point, man.
I don't know. It's
Don't foul him.
It's like giving the MVP award to a kicker because he led the...
Give him the layup then.
Yeah.
You're not gonna not foul him? Give him the layup.
I don't know. Diesel, who do you have?
I've got James Harden. He's just superior in skill to better. He's more skilled than 99% of the league. They're obviously all those guys up at the top are about the same, but he's learned how to manipulate ball handling and step backs and the refs. I mean, he knows he can draw fouls on anybody. Mm-hmm. He's a really good free throw shooter. He gets to the line too much. He's the MVP right now.
See, I actually going with Giannis. He's the thing about Giannis, and this is a big thing that I have with the MVP award, is that in basketball you have to be able to play both ways. Like every single time I watch James Harden play defense, he's standing right on the side of the lane, and he's just ball watching the whole entire time and just waits. And Giannis, you can make an argument that Giannis is the best defender in the NBA, and then you couple that with 26 points, 12.6 rebounds, 6 assists, and his team has a second best record in the NBA. I have to go with Giannis. I mean, he's propelled his team to a higher seeding in their conference. You could make an argument that he has a better team, but I'm not sure he does. I mean, other than Giannis, what do they really have? Brook Lopez, I guess, if you're scared of that. But I just think both sides of the ball, Giannis, he's the man. He's the man. What about Coach of the Year? Who do you guys have?
I've got Michael Malone, Nuggets coach. They're the 1 seed. I mean, they were like a fringe playoff team for 2 years in a row, and to take them to the 1. I mean, there's some talent there, but they're doing a good job.
I think this was the easiest one to do.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year.
But definitely, he's doing what Luke Walton should be doing, but he's doing it with Nikola Jokic, who is absolutely
Who the hell's Luke Walton going to do with? He's better off to suit up and do it himself than have Jameis
The Nuggets have better.
The Nuggets are way deeper than the Lakers.
Yes, absolutely.
Forget LeBron. The Nuggets are much more talented than the Lakers. And they have Michael Porter Jr. is not even going to play until next year.
Maybe next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely that guy.
Remember whenever you guys thought I was crazy whenever I said that you throw Kimba on the Nuggets and they could compete with the Warriors?
I still think you're crazy.
Jamal Murray's pretty much turned into that.
Well, without Kimba, right here, we're looking. They're still leading the... Yeah, I think it's an obvious choice. I think Michael Malone, hands down, wins the award right now. I mean, you could make an argument for maybe a couple guys.
Budenholzer, maybe.
Yeah, Budenholzer. That would probably be my 1A. Actually, just 2. He'd be 2 because Malone's done such a good job. Guys, this is probably going to be another easy one. Rookie of the Year.
Luka
Doncic, yep.
He's so good.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable that he's that young.
Dude, I love that
He's one of my favorite young players, I think.
That the Hawks GM every day, Hawks owner every day whenever he wakes up, and he sees Trae Young get down there dribbling the ball, he thinks that could be Luka.
Look at Doncic.
It could be Luka.
We could be way ahead of where we're at right now.
Trae Young's pretty good too, though.
He's no Luka.
No, he's not. He's not.
He will never
Trae
be
Young
Luka.
is good, but it's not like Luka.
Do you think Trae Young could ever be better than what Luka is right now?
I think he'd be. I think he'd be this good.
I don't know. I don't know if
I mean, how old is he? 19? 20?
Luka or
the other dude.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
I mean, he's probably like 20.
Yeah, he could be that good Luka is right now. He won't get rebounds, just not big enough. But
yeah.
He could turn into some form of what Steph Curry is.
Yeah.
And
maybe
it'd be better than Luka now. But Luka, unbelievable Luka.
Luka's unreal.
Quite good.
Most improved player. Who do you guys have?
This is my preseason pick, but I'm going to say with it, just pride. Zach LaVine. He's from the Bulls now. He's averaging 7 points more per game than he did last year, over an assist better, and he's shooting nearly a full point better than he did last year.
Yep. Mine's De'Aaron Fox. He was compared to Lonzo Ball in college. To be quite honest, De'Aaron Fox has taken it to Lonzo at every level. He's a better player than Lonzo. He's 2-point percentage and 3-point percentage are up 7%, and he's averaging just under 2 steals a game. And then I think Pascal Siakam on the Raptors is definitely up there too.
Yeah,
he's a lot better player than he was.
All right, so I'm gonna think outside the box here. Okay, most improved has to go to LeVar Ball, right? Because last year he was a mess.
Where is he at?
Exactly. That's why he's improved. If he was a shit show next to LeBron James, this would all blow up. But since he has kind of been quiet, he can keep his son in L.A., which is where he wants him, right in his backyard so we can keep the thumb on him. But I think as far as if you just looked at most improved, it has to be LeVar Ball this year. But my most improved player, I agree, De'Aaron Fox. I mean, if you just look at his shooting percentages, they're flying through the roof compared to where they were last year. Last year, he's a volume shooter. Now he's more of a maker. 6 more points per game, 3 more assists per game, 1 more rebound. And if you look at his minutes, they're almost identical last year. So De'Aaron Fox has absolutely... I think he's probably going to win the award at the end of the season. So finally, Defensive Player of the Year. Where are you guys at on this?
I'm with Anthony Davis. He's the only player that averages more than 2 blocks and more than 1 steal a game. And I know you don't round up in these, but if you were to round up, it would be 3 blocks and 2 steals.
Yeah, Anthony Davis is who I'm going with. He's not on a great team, but he's a monster defensively.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Miles Turner. I mean, he's the league leader in blocks. Fletcher calls him the best rim protector in the NBA. I truly think that he is. I saw a stat. They called it block percent. So I'm assuming that this is percent of shots that he blocks that get shot on him. And they had him at 9. And that is well above what anybody else had. I think the closest guy was like 8.1, which when you think about it, like 0.9 of shots put up against you is quite a bit. And then after that, it was probably, I think the next highest was like 7. So Miles Turner, I think he's best rim protector. I think it's finally like he's going to win this award at some point. So it might as well just go ahead and be now.
Why not, right?
Yeah, no, I that's how I think sometimes with like awards. Like You know that's went through their head whenever they're voting for MVP. Oh shit, it's his time. You know, like,
and then what
people
happens?
do that.
Do what happens? People say that, then don't vote for him, and then Drew Brees is 40 years that MVP award.
That's
That's
unbelievable.
what happened. People say, we'll get him later.
Yeah. Well, they need to go ahead and give it to him now. So, Latency, it is your time for us to put you in the spotlight. Each week you go out and you review a movie and you tell us what movie you see. What did you see this week? 1 2 1 2 Pip's Entertainment Review. Sit on down for a movie to view.
This week I saw Escape Room. If people don't know what an escape room is, have you guys done Escape Room before? Either you two?
No, but
You're not? Okay, well, the escape room, basically, a guy gives you, like...
I've heard of this.
It starts off with, like...
This is like one of those cheesy ass things that people like to do for first dates.
They're fun. I've done the 2.
Of course you have.
It's basically...
How many? Wait a second. How many movies did you go see in AMC theaters last year? Tell the dippers.
61.
61. Guys said it's more than one a week.
Yep, just an AMC. I've seen theaters not
That's
AMC
one every
theaters.
6 days.
That's a significant amount of movies.
Yeah, I've seen theaters not AMC theaters. I haven't seen most of the movies on the same day. Like,
I
5
don't
or
watch
6 times
61
this year.
movies in the last
Statistically,
6
that's
years
one.
at least,
Is
5
it
years
statistically that's one every 6 days, right?
They were like at least 5 times this year. Or 5 times
I mean,
in
there's decimal there,
2018.
but yeah, pretty
Yeah.
close.
It's 2018, there were at least 5 times I saw 2 movies in one day. In a theater.
That's weird.
I don't have the attention span for it. Kudos to you.
A big movie guy.
All right, so,
So escape room. Escape rooms though. So basically, sometimes the guy gives you like a little card with clues on. Other times he takes you into a room, tells you a story, walks down, shuts the door behind you. You gotta figure out how to get out of the room. It's all timed. It's kind of cool. I've been in 2. One was cool. One was kind of lame and way too easy. But movie escape
Way
room.
too easy. Did you break the
It
record?
was a walkthrough.
Did you break the record?
No, but I had to call for help at any point in time.
You had to call for help on the other.
Yes.
So wait a second. If you're like trapped in a dungeon, like I guess this is what they're trying to do, like make it emulate something that you need to escape from a life or death situation. You can't call for help. They should just leave your ass in the room until you figure it out.
Well,
Continue.
so movie escape room. 6 strangers all get letters in the mail saying that they've been selected through some.
They didn't think this was fishy because this sounds like a horror movie.
They selected through some.
Sounds like some R. Kelly
Like-
shit.
You ever heard of Hostel?
All the God damn, get the story, guys.
All right, continue.
Every week, man. So they all get something in the mail from like one of the mentors or something that's close to them, saying that they've been invited to do this contest thing for $10,000. So they all go to this building and check in, and then an escape room. And if a person to escape gets $10,000. So they start playing escape room. It turns out in this escape room, the risk is actually real, and you can actually die and stuff from it.
There we
Or
go.
doing it. So that's what the whole movie's about. They gotta escape the thing, work together while living. So the movie is terribly cheesy, obviously. Anything that sounded cheesy, it obviously is. And the acting's bad, but both to be expected, but both still a flaw. And Drake, you said it sounded scary. It was more suspenseful than scary, but the movie is full of tropes, and it's very predictable because of it, and that kind of just negates the whole suspenseful thing. Probably what was good. The movie is still cool, it's still a cool concept. I wish it would have been done a whole lot better than it was, but I've seen stuff like this before. I like the movie though. I'm gonna get 1.8 dips. It's a good date movie. So
Of course, it's an escape room.
do one of those, exactly.
Yeah.
And then after do the escape room.
Yeah. No, thank you. On this movie. No, thank
No.
you. You ever watch Hostel?
I have seen Hostel.
Is it like this?
This is probably like the PG-13 version of Hostel.
Oh, this movie's not even rated R?
No,
What kind of scary movie's not rated R?
it's not a scary movie.
This is bullshit.
It's advertised as one, but it's not.
Yeah, this movie's not for me.
Okay, no explosions. There's a hot chick in it. She was a white tank top.
We'll think about it.
Okay,
I'll
No,
check it out.
somewhere.
I'll look into this movie further. So Escape Room. I mean, it's a pretty predictable title. Is there anybody that I'd recognize in there? Leonardo DiCaprio, he in there?
He's not in there. No.
Gerard Butler?
No. This is actually this,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, nobody you know. Nobody I really knew going into it.
Really knew. Who did you know?
I can't remember her last name. Like Amanda Hall, something like that. She's been in a TV show that I watched before on Netflix, but that's really it.
Okay.
The director.
Who's the director?
Can't remember his name. He's very fortunate. He's had 3 movies ever. They've all been really big movies. 2 Insidious movies and this movie.
Oh, it's the Insidious guy.
Yeah, sure.
I've watched that.
Not the red guy.
No, yeah, the guy with the red face paint.
Yes.
No, but I've seen that movie. I thought that movie was
He made.
I didn't think it was very good.
He made it in series The Last Key, and then like the one before that. I don't know if it was 3 or if they got off the number at that point. But this guy, he went to USC film school, like the best film school in the country. So very fortunate, graduated that, and so he walked around to Hollywood basically.
Wow. Well, I can imagine. I mean, close proximity makes sense.
Right next door.
All right. So escape room, 1.8 dips.
1.8 dips.
Wow. Okay. So guys, any bold predictions for this sports weekend?
This could be my 6th week in a row on this. Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies.
Never come off a take.
That has to happen at some point.
He's still saying the Texans are going to win the Super Bowl.
But I'm off that one.
Officially.
Yeah, officially off that one.
He won't get traded just because of the days or the dates that like it actually has to happen in. But a lot of little subtle things keep coming out about Antonio Brown. I think he's going to say something public that's big. I don't know
Where do you think he goes?
I don't know. I mean, you got to think San Francisco is the leading thing right now.
Do you think he's on Pittsburgh next season?
No.
I think him going to San Francisco next year and Le'Veon Bell going to meet up with Bruce Arians would be really interesting. Imagine Bruce Arians with all those weapons.
MVP Jameis Winston.
He's not going to move this week just because he won't until March, but
Yeah,
I think he's going to make some kind of public statement. That's not just like a little cryptic post.
right. Not like the NBA guys with the emojis. My bold prediction. Okay. In this one,
It's coming up.
I'm trying to think of how I should word it. I think that for the 3rd straight week in the postseason, in the NFL, it's just the way that sports works. We've had it back-to-back weeks now. I think there will be another kick that hits the uprights. I don't know at what point, when it's going to happen, who it's going to be. Hell, it got Adam Vinatieri last week. It can get anybody. But I think, which this is a thing you can bet on Bovada. Last week, I looked at it, plus 650 that a kick hits the uprights. Now we get 2 games. I bet it's going to be up around 1,300. Kick hits the uprights. Any team, any player.
You get a
can
New
happen
Year's
to anybody.
bonus, put it on that.
Yeah, you get a New Year's bonus. Hey, you put it on that, and you go ahead and tell your wife that the car you bought her, that was on Drake. So, guys, anything else before we wrap this up?
Did you know that Derek Jeter played 20 seasons in baseball? Never think of better AFL other than shortstop.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else. He DH 78 times, pinch hit 8 times, pinch ran once.
You know what? Every time he's told me that stat, he's rattled those off. He has those memorized by heart. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a tattoo. Number 2, captain, it's going to say that.
No, fuck Derek Jeter.
And on that note, for Drake, for Diesel, for Leighton C, as always, Dippers, stay saucy.